guys, welcome back to another video. We are RBpower from Corfu, Greece. Now I'm sure some of you are wondering why we're speaking English living in a country like Greece. We figured it'd be a little bit easier for everybody that tunes in. Hopefully we can reach a wide variety of viewers and subscribers maybe. And you know, everybody knows English is kind of the general speaking language of all countries. So of course there's going to be some videos and times where we're going to be speaking Greek, of course, and that makes it easier, you know, for some of the people here that don't speak clear English, I guess. But, you know, we wanted to kind of keep it a way for everybody to understand and also to be able to, you know, see what we're doing. Today we're going to be working on the RB Miata, as some of you saw in the last video, and we kind of explained how we ended up here and then now what our plans are, I should say, with the cars. We kind of have just simple things we're going to do today. I recently installed some coilovers on the car, TC Technic coilovers to be exact. I believe they're a European company, I could be wrong, but I wanted to wait and let the car settle for a few days, drive it a little bit, and kind of get an idea of how I want the car to sit, especially now that we got some of the Mazda Speed Aero. I'm really happy with how the car's starting to look, even though we still got to paint it and get the body kit done and all that. But it's moving very quick, I should say, and I'm really excited because I've always loved Miatas, and they're just such a fun, cheap car to build and do so many different things with, from drifting, you know, show, drift, drag, whatever the case may be. So that's pretty much the plan for today. Adjust the coilovers, show a couple of the things that I have in mind that I want to do with the car, and also maybe install a Sparco 4-point, because as I said, I do have plans on maybe drifting or time attacking the car, so we definitely need some safety, even though we still need to get some good bucket seats and for sure a roll bar. So gonna show you guys the car real quick and get to work. Wanted to show you guys what we are working with here. So this is the RB, currently very dirty, as you can see. It's been outside the last couple days. The car is going to get repainted soon. I'm hoping mid to end of April is the plan, depending on when my paint guy's free. The car is gonna get repainted the same color. Now, most of my closest friends know I hate the color green, and my cars have always either been black or red. But for some reason, this color, as you can see as I'm walking around it, it kind of changes, like to nice silvery flake within it. And even though the paint's not really in good condition, I think the other fender has a little bit better clear on it. You can see it's got like a really nice, like silvery purple flake. It's not really visible right now because the car is dirty, but the color's really grown on me, and I kind of already have like a color scheme idea what we're going with, as you can tell by what I've done to the valve covers and the heat shields. So we'll see. We have to obviously get the body kit done. The front Mazda Speed kind of, I guess, lip, you could say, even though it's practically half the size of the bumper, even though it fits really nice and it looks cool. That needs to get, you know, fitted properly, as well as the side skirts, which are currently sitting in the sun to kind of soften up before I put them back on. And then of course, we're gonna be painting the wheels. I really can't stand this color combo on this particular car. The lips are currently plasti dipped in like a copper color, but we're gonna be doing either, hopefully if I can find somebody, polish or GT silver. I would really prefer like a polish or chrome look. I'm just a big fan of chrome wheels. Always been a hot boy at heart. And then as you can see in the engine bay, the bay is actually very clean, even though it's dirty, but you guys know what I mean. I started eliminating and deleting a bunch of stuff here. I'm gonna be removing this and tucking it within here. There's a really cool spot. You can tuck the overflow tank and get like an aluminum one. And then from there, we're just gonna pressure wash everything and then kind of see where the route goes with the motor. I'm not really sure because the motor does have high mileage, even though I could pull it, because I'm grateful enough to say I work at a shop again and I'm able and have access to tools and machinery and all that stuff. But I'm not really sure if I want to turbo it, if I want to maybe do like an NA build, ITBs, some nice long tube headers. Not really sure. I'm not really wanting to swap the car. I just don't want to get into that because that's a really deep rabbit hole and a lot of money. And I don't know, these motors are peppy, especially when, you know, you do some good bolt-ons or again, maybe a turbo kit, but we'll see where the route goes. If I slide the car and I see that it's fine as it is with some minor bolt-ons, then we'll keep it like that for some time and then maybe decide in the future to turbo it or build a motor and go from there. And then as you guys saw in the last video, we showed the interior. It's kind of dirty right now, but overall the interior is actually very clean, minus, unfortunately, as you guys can see, the seat's been beat up, even though ironically enough the passenger one's fine. But it's not bad. It's really not that bad for, 25-year-old car. Well, 23 to be exact. So as we said before in the intro, we are gonna adjust the coilovers now that you guys have checked out the car, and then maybe install the Sparco harness. And yeah, see how it looks after. All right, just getting the wheels off. It's kind of dark in here, so that's why I have this headlamp on, which is very useful. Now that we broke them loose, just using standard tools. Unfortunately, most of my tools and everything that I've kind of accumulated over the years is still in Florida with my dad, who hopefully, if all goes well, will be here in a couple months. And then we will be having the shipping container with all of our stuff in there. So I have a lot of basic tools, but for big detail jobs, I'm grateful and lucky enough that we have my job and we can go there and get stuff done. But it is nice to have your own toolbox here. And that way, if you want to be home, do something small, and not have to go all the way to work and stuff and take up space and time. But luckily, this isn't really an intricate job, so basic tools should get the job done and we can get this thing adjusted. Currently, the passenger side is about a little less than ½ an inch off from the left side. So we're gonna just drop this down about 1/4 of an inch, measure it, and then it should be okay. And then from there, we're gonna check out the front and see where that's currently at. All right, so nobody flame me in the comments for this because unfortunately I made a mistake and forgot my coilover keys at work. One way to get this done and kind of do it quickly and still effectively, if you just need to break loose the locking key, because luckily coilovers, so you know how to adjust them, relatively simple, but we'll still show you guys anyways. The thing though with these coilovers is that they don't have a spindle that adjusts, as in the bottom portion of the coilover that spins up to adjust the ride height. These are more like TN style coilovers that are spring adjusted, so you can't really go too low without compromising the life of the shock. So luckily, because the car's not slammed, we're only going just enough and it won't really affect the shock's life and all that, and it'll still be a nice stiff ride, even though most people prefer to have a softer ride, but I like to ride a little bit stiffer again because we are going to be driving the car hard soon. So we're going to adjust these. I'll show you guys the coilovers real quick so you can see what they look like. Currently very dirty because I greased everything up when we first installed. So a different style coilover would have the portion here that adjusts going upwards or downwards for the height, and then you would have your spring rate. But unfortunately, this style coilover is the type where you lower the spring rate per se and it adjusts the height. So that's why with these coilovers, I would always recommend you never want to go too low with this style coilover because you'll eventually just kill the shock's life, because again, this isn't made to be a low style coilover. This is just for adjustment, drop the car a couple inches and have, more aggressive feel for the car. So I'm only going to be putting 2 lug nuts on first to confirm that it's where I want the car to sit before we torque everything down and get all the rest of them on. So we'll tighten everything up real quick, snug it up, see how it looks, lower the car, and hopefully it's the same. All right, now we are kind of have to jump on the car a little bit, get the shock to settle, pull the e-brake down, move it back and forth, and then we're going to measure. So there's a couple different ways you can measure the height. Some people go lip of the fender, obviously to either the bottom of the lip of the wheel or the ground. I had a tool back in Florida that measured it very accurately. It bolted kind of to the hub here, and you can measure it, but in this case we just got to work and be as accurate as you can with what you got. So we're just going to go from the lip of the fender, hold that there, and the lip of the wheel. As you can see, we are just shy of like 19.5 inches. About like 9 and, actually I think that's about 9.5, yeah. About 19.5 inches. So we're gonna go on the other side now, measure that real quick, and then if it's roughly the same, we'll still drive it another day or two and then go to work, and I can adjust it a little more accurately there, especially having a lift and stuff. So I'll see you real quick on the other side. Okay, so we're good. Gonna put the rest of the lug nuts on, tighten that, and then we're gonna work our way up to the front. Okay, so we've made our way to the front. Gonna do the same thing, and as I explained with the rear coilover, again, the front side's only off by like 1/4 of an inch, so it's a very minor adjustment. And as I said, don't blame me in the comments for not having coilover keys. I gotta make do with what I got. Got it dropped, measured everything out. Car sits so far very even. Gonna go for a drive later on, maybe tomorrow, because the weather's kind of crappy outside. And then adjust it probably tomorrow, and hopefully everything's good. So we will pick up from there because it is getting late here. And quite honestly, I'm getting kind of hungry. So we will leave off from there, and we'll see you guys in a few hours. Okay, so it's been about 5-6 hours. Went inside, ate, weather actually kind of cleared up. So we decided to take the car real quick to one of our local car washes. It's on a nice kind of big open road area and whatnot. And I think we need to tweak it a little bit more on the driver's side. Even though the ground's kind of uneven, you can kind of tell the way the car's sitting, but this is currently how it sits. So as you guys saw in the front, we kind of worked our way around the back to the front. I'm happy with how it sits, but the rear either needs to come up a tad bit or the front needs to go lower, which probably gonna go lower with the front. But I'm happy with it. It sits really nice. The front end that we recently just did, the NV2 front, really fit well. Obviously it's different color, but the car's getting painted. And then tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm gonna get a heat gun and get the side skirts to sit like really, really well. They fit really good off the box, but I want them to be like perfect fitment. And yeah. Alright guys, thank you once again for tuning in. We're going to do our best, like I said, to push out as much content as we can, and for those of you that like Miatas, then you'll like these next few videos. Going to get some sound clips, driving, show you some of the scenery, even though we have a lot more to show you guys. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps us out and pushes us to really give you guys more content. See you soon. It may look like we're going fast, but we're really not.